What's up, everybody? It's Overtime Larry. March Madness is here. I've been up all night figuring out my bracket. Duke, Gonzaga, Virginia, Carolina, 3 teams from the ACC got #1 seeds. Everyone's trying to make the Final Four in Minneapolis, but you know there's gonna be some upsets. That's why I'm here. I got advice for you, some overtime advice, guaranteed to help you lock down a W in your bracket pools. Players to watch, my sleeper teams, my Cinderella squad, and the Overtime Larry Final Four. So pay attention. First up, we've got the players to watch in this year's tournament. These are the guys who are no doubt gonna make an impact in the tourney. You guys know it's me. It's overtime. So I'm starting with a person I'm calling the greatest college basketball player ever. That's right, it's Zion Williamson. Did you even see the ACC tournament? This dude's been sitting out the last 5 games and came back like it was nothing. He bullied Syracuse going a perfect 13 for 13 from the field, but it wasn't his scoring that was the most amazing. If you really want to see how athletic Zion is, just watch this man on the boards. He lets his opponents jump in the air. And then he checks the time, calls his girlfriend, eats some popcorn before leaving the ground and snagging the rebound over everybody. I know you already planned on watching him all tournament long, but my man's gonna be a problema. If there's one player in the country who can grab a rebound over Zion, it's this guy right here, Tacko Fall. At 7'6", my guy is local tall. And he's been doing his thing this season, grabbing boards over everybody and dunking without even jumping. Sheesh, I wish I could do that. He's only been playing basketball for a few years, but now as a senior, he's growing into a serious player. Central Florida earned the 8th seed, and it's their first 20 bid since 2005. We might even get a chance to watch Zion and Tacko Fall go head to head in the second round of the tournament. Who wants to see that? Me. Next up is my guy, Tyler Herro. You remember when I smoked him in that Superhero 101 during the overtime challenge, right? Get off me! Or don't get it twisted. I may have beat him with a mask on, but nobody can beat my guy when he really laces him up. A lot of people thought he was just a shooter. Wrong. Tyler's been doing his thing and has shown that he can create his own shot, play both sides of the ball, and there's a lot more to his game than just a tray ball. He's helped Kentucky earn the 2 seed and earn SEC Newcomer of the Year. Keep an eye on Mr. Herro over the next couple of weeks, and don't be surprised if he takes Kentucky back to another Final Four appearance. Next up, we got Naz Reid. You know I'm showing love to at least one of the tri-state guys. Naz is too smooth with it, and he's been on fire lately. The big fella will get you with a spin move, take you off the dribble, and he's got a little range. He throws down with power, like a former LSU star that comes to mind, my guy Shaq Diesel. But Naz got that finesse too. They don't call him Big Jelly for nothing. LSU has a 3 seed, and I can see him being a big part of a tourney run for the Tigers this year. Walking, living legend, man, I feel like Kobe. No, not that Kobe, this one. UNC's Kobe White is the next player you need to keep an eye on in this year's tournament. The freshman point guard is a straight up bucket. He's been putting up more than 16 points a game for UNC and does it in all kinds of ways. The only thing bigger than Kobe's hair is his chances of making a run at the Final Four. Oh, my bad. Next up, I gotta tell you guys my sleeper teams. First up, I got my boys out of Ohio State. After an up and down season, they earned themselves an 11th seed and will match up with Iowa State on Friday. They definitely got a lot of work to do, but there's no doubt in my mind that they can get it done. My guy Luther Muhammad's been holding it down for the Buckeyes this season. And even though he's not gonna give you 20 points every night, he does all the little things to hold this team together. Call it a hot take, but I think he's the best defensive guard in the country. Sorry, Trey Jones, but my Jersey boy is locked down. My other sleeper team has to be Oregon. Even though they lost their center, Bobo, for the season, my homie Lou King picked up right where he left off. We saw Lou put up numbers in bunches back in high school, so don't be surprised if you see him carry Oregon to a tournament run this year. Somebody give me a glass slipper, because it's Cinderella time. Every year there's that one team that shocks the world and goes far in the tournament. We saw Steph Curry take Davidson on a run. Gordon Hayward and those Butler boys on that 2011 Natty, and then Loyola Chicago went all the way to the Final Four last year. So something crazy is gonna happen this year, right? Well, if it does, it's gonna be my man Ja Morant and Murray State. He's been a walking highlight all season long, and that ain't stopping anytime soon. Ja's projected to be a lottery pick in this summer's draft. But don't be surprised if he brings Murray State on the run this season. That's my Cinderella team to look out for. Finally, what you've all been waiting for. Here's my Final Four. First up, I got Duke coming out the East. Do I really even have to explain this? This team is stacked. Zion, RJ, Cam Fam, and Trey Jones is the glue. Not to mention, they're led by the legendary Coach K. Personally, I call it a failure if this team does anything less than making the Final Four. Next, I've got Michigan coming out the West. Ignas Brazdeikis been doing his thing for the Wolverines this year. I've got to watch Iggy play all through high school, but specifically remember him balling out at last year's Hoop Summit. Him and sophomore Jordan Poole been hooping, and I expect we see them dancing all the way to this year's Final Four. Coming out the South, I gotta take Tennessee. Plain and simple, this team is deep. Not one guy who really sticks out to me, everybody just plays their part. Grant Williams, Lamont Turner, the list goes on. Take a look and watch out for the Volunteers over the next couple of weeks. Last but not least, we've got the Midwest, and I've got none other than North Carolina. Come on and raise up! I know I sound like a broken record, but I don't gotta explain this one either. Luke May, Kobe White, Nazir Little. This team has too many pieces not to make it all the way this year. I'll take it a step further and say we're gonna get that UNC Duke rematch in this year's Natty. These are the two teams everybody wants to see, and I think it's gonna happen. UNC got the best of a Zionless Duke team in the regular season. Then Zion came back and carried his squad to the ACC championship. It's gonna be a close one, but I hate to say this, I think UNC is gonna take it all this year. Roy Williams and the North Carolina Tar Heels are my pick for this year's national champions. That's it. You got my picks. Who are you guys picking for the Final Four? Hit up the comment section and let me know. Hey, yo, pause, time out. You haven't watched the video yet? You gotta make sure you watch it. And also check out the other videos here and subscribe. What you on?